Hello and welcome to the Ministry of Bridges channel, your YouTube Bridges channel. The Ministry of Bridges channel is about bridges, my bridges, your bridges. I'm recording this intro outside, but no, I'm not going anywhere. We are still in lockdown and I'm doing my part in keeping safe. I hope you are keeping safe as well. Today's episode is the first of the Ministry of Bridges conference series. I was delighted to have been invited by the Bridge Design and Engineering magazine for their eBridges Scotland 2020 online conference. I will leave the link for this great magazine in the comments box below. My name is Gabriel Neves and this is the Ministry of Bridges. I trust you will enjoy this clip and remember that there are already some episodes where some of these themes were explored in greater depth. Hello and welcome. My name is Gabriel Neves. When I moved into Scotland 14 years ago to work for GrantMay, now SWECO, had the chance to deep learn reinforcement for British standards. That experience was crucial to adapt a new way of work that was about to come. When moved to WSP, my world turned upside down. BIM, Revit, Bentley EcoSim, Tekla structures. Before I started my dream job at Trimble, I have worked at Ecom. Once more, I had the opportunity to be part of teams that were delivering great projects. One of the experiences that influenced me most was being in contact with construction sites. I realized how things worked on site and understood the contractor needs. Well, the way BIM models needed to be to help construction and fabrication. One of my best memories regarding value engineering was when I sat with BAM Nuttall Skanska Alliance to revise the reinforcement solution for Manchester Northern Hub. Due to the complexity of the geometry, the models had so many 99s that the cost of rebar more than doubled. It was fun to work with those that have the site experience and realize that without collaboration we cannot deliver efficiently. We put all those models back on track and the cost back to its normal values. Today, I'm going to cover many subjects. If you are just starting, don't be scared or overwhelmed. Be inspired. If you are already doing it, don't be steady. Be inquisitive and passionate. Here the structure for today's presentation. Part 1. What is BRIM? Bridges Information Modeling. BIM for bridges. Part 2. Why are the others adopting BRIM? Part 3. How are they getting there? Part 4. Just one advantage between many. Part 5. Can we progress even more? Part 6. The takeaway and conclusion. A couple of years ago, Professor Ioannis Brilakis of Cambridge University visited the Trimble office in Helsinki, Finland, and shared that the only industry that was behind construction industry in adoption of new technologies was agriculture. And while every other business was moving towards increase of productivity and use of new technologies, the construction industry was staying behind despite the proven advantages. I risk to say that bridge sector was probably one of the last to embrace BIM. This leads us to the fundamental question: what is BRIM? Before we start analyzing the name itself, BRIM, Bridges Information Modeling, let me introduce the Run-Selva Bridge, a drawing-less project. From design, approval, detailing, and now construction. I have interviewed the designer, the detailers, and the approver. For me, was truly inspiring. I'm going to use small parts of that interview throughout this presentation. Let's break down the word. BRIM. Bridges, our specific industry object, our design, construction, or asset. Information. This is the most important point of this way of work. You can have procedures, standards, or even 3D models, but with no information, there is no BRIM. Modeling. Model everything. These enriched data models are truly constructible. I know I upset some of you by using BrIM and not BIM, but I'm doing it for a couple of reasons. Bridges are different from buildings. It is more empowering having an exclusive name for us, Bridges people. The word building is not a verb, but it should be building a bridge. Anyway, don't get confused. It is pretty much the same thing. And now my own definition of BrIM. BrIM is a technological breakthrough, a way of work that focuses on collaboration and automation of the use of the information that generates connected and updated digital data-enriched 3D models by providing a true representation of the physical and functional characteristics of the asset, from its design throughout its entire life cycle. The BrIM cycle becomes complete when specific norms, standards, adoption of non-proprietary file formats such as IFC, and implementation of common data environment platforms where the information can run smoothly are implemented. Let's break this down and try to apply this definition to the Run-Selva Bridge project. They are using all kinds of advanced technology, from software to hardware. They are creating 3D models seamlessly shared with approvers, designers, detailers, contractors, and clients. The model is enriched with all the data, aka attributes, that are needed during the entire workflow. Later, more attributes will be added to the model to make it ready for operations and maintenance. It is following Norwegian standards and some more based on lessons learned from SWECO experience and this kind of way of work. As well, the approver's experience were added. IFC is the word, a software vendor-free solution to share the models. Different common data environment systems were used during the project. There is one that the road authorities are using to collaborate with designers during the approval process, and a couple of others for designers and contractors. The smart thing here is that the information is absolutely the same everywhere. The goal is to model everything. The safeguard is, if it is not working in the model, then it will not work on site. The short answer is, why are you doing this?
Sigmund, take it away.
Yeah, it's already been answered, isn't it? Why not? That's a fairly easy. This is what engineers or whatever in the industry we live for this challenge, you know, and why don't they grasp it with both hands and run with it? And that's the question. The answer is why not?
Now the serious one is,
but I think there's also like for all of us, like a need to improve all the time. So you don't want to be stuck repeating the same things. But if you see something that you can advance, you're gonna do it.
Just not having to do extremely boring 2D reinforcement drawings. That's motivation in itself. But I think my main point is, if we're gonna make robots do more of the work that we do in the future, there's really no other way of doing it.
For me personally, it's because it's fun, and it's fantastic to know that we can make a difference. Each of us can make a difference. Also, that we will always be able to have the chance to improve, and if we work hard, and we believe we can do it.
During the long interview with Run-Selva Bridge team, I have learned a great deal about how BrIM is applied into a real job for drawing-free bridge projects. The first one was maybe the most important one. The idea for the drawing-less project came from the client.
The owner of the project is Statens Vegvesen, the Norwegian road authorities.
Does that mean the owner wanted to do this project this way?
Well, obviously the owner is instrumental in deciding whether to use BIM or not. So sure the project owner is the one that wanted it.
During the Ministry of Bridges episode about BrIM, I have highlighted a couple of points for how to get there. Let's play those against the Randselva bridge and check if they are or not valid points. Define your strategy. Yes, they all sat together and defined the strategy. Efficient system of communication? Yes. Choose the right people for the job?
Doesn't know it as well, but we had some hackathons at SWECO. And the hackathons are a big room full of amazing experts in BIM, and just shooting at me questions, technical questions, and how can I do this, how can I do that, and just please answer me in 5 seconds. So
Yeah, I think I mostly interviewed Tiago there.
So after 8 hours of questions like that, you imagine my end of the day.
Armando and Rito had no BIM experience. They are now ready for more. Is this influencing the company attitude towards BIM?
For sure. It's influencing 100%, because we understood that even though we were already investing some time searching for this way of work, unfortunately, we don't have owners and industry like there is in Norway. So we will have to lead this in Portugal.
Use the available information about BRIM. They used former experience from a large project with dozens of structures built this way. They have applied the lessons learned here. Take advantage of the other colleagues' work. Absolutely, this is full BRIM. No one is redoing anything. Some interesting stuff taken from Randselva Bridge project.
I think, again, design and build are good projects to start with. I think technology is there wherever as long as you have a computer and something to a modeling tool, you have the equipment. So I guess you need an approval government that allows you to do it, and you also need a contractor to work with, and understanding their problems is essential, and gaining their trust is essential.
The 3D model-based approval exists already for some time in Norway.
We allow for BIM to happen in design, thereby we need to allow it for approval. And from that point on, we have now about 150 structures modeled and approved for erection. That's cool.
Maybe the law needs to be changed to accommodate this workflow.
We didn't actually change the law because it was already in there, but we needed to adapt it and develop it. So this is where the principles came in, where we saw a basic and a major principle was that the detailing of a model needs to be the same detailing level as demanded for drawings. That was one big principle. Another principle was that all the information that were developed needed to be incorporated to the model, or you should strive to incorporate all the information that you develop during a design phase into the model.
Sigmund is open to share experiences. Hopefully, some decision makers in the room will pursue this lead. We have spent a great deal of time with the house. I think it is more important the house than the advantages, just because the advantages are well known by all of you. That is why I just bring one advantage, one between many.
What I do know is that a previous review that we did was released and showing a comparison with traditional projects and projects using elements of BIM. What it showed was that traditional project had a cost overrun about 25%. Using elements of BIM, they reduced that cost overrun by half. So instead of 25%, you had 12, 13, 8 in that kind of numbers. So it's of course that even there you see sort of the beneficial about using BIM. And I'm sure that as it develops, you will see new reviews and new figures.
Can we progress even more? Yes, we can. Software and hardware are evolving at a fast pace to fulfill your needs. Even if you are not going to use the most advanced workflow, there are always other well-advanced tools that can help you with a specific task. To show a little bit of hands-on, let's jump into this example. Here is a tool called Bridge Creator that can read LandXML files, text files, or spreadsheets, or even any 3D line. You define a profile and constrain one or more points to those lines. This allows the creation of any double curved geometry, which for us is one of the most difficult processes in modeling 3D bridges. After that, define the start and end chainage, the skew or super elevations in case you have just one single line to work with. With the same simplicity, objects can be placed along any line as beams or polybeams, or even any component or block that you have created previously. There are some similar tools in the market. Unfortunately, I didn't have tools like this one when I was in detailing. Now things are getting easier. I know some of you in the audience, and because I know you are a bit of a bridge nerd, I have brought this next video specially for you. What you are seeing here is without doubt the most advanced workflow for bridges right now. It is not for everybody, but it is not rocket science either. This is a visual parametric programming language, Grasshopper, which is a plugin for Rhino, and it is connected directly with Tekla structures. The bridges you are seeing here are 100% controlled by Grasshopper script: concrete, rebar, steelwork, steel connections. In this case, I have connected the Grasshopper model with Sophistic. This is giving the absolute power to the designer as it should be. Your design, your decision. Build a script, make amendments, connected it with Analyze and Design and BIM models. From this moment, any change will be always updated in both models. In the BIM software, the drawings and bill of quantities will be updated too. Everyone can take advantage from this solution right now. I have told you this is not rocket science. The best proof is that I did this myself. The first script took me 3 weeks to complete, while the second 1 week, and the latest a couple of days. And I'm not the smartest person in the room. The way I see things is that more software vendors will develop their APIs to visual scripting, and you are the winner. I would love to see Luzas, Midas, CSI Bridge, and all the others doing something similar. Allowing the software to openly communicate with each other is the way forward. I don't believe that one single software vendor is able to deliver every single project at the present or even in the future. Having solutions like this one can help you immensely. Why not have a go and compare the design with what has been built? In this example, the construction matched very nicely the design. Looks like they have changed the location of the pipes during the construction. You can create a to-do. The model needs to be updated before the as-built is sent to the client. Well, if you want, you can use BCF comments too. If you think it is risky building without drawings, here a hybrid way. I think it can help construction or fabrication sites. The Ranselva Bridge team has been taking their work another step further into the future with the use of the augmented reality system Trimble Sight Vision. This tool is a high-accuracy augmented reality system and is being used on site. It is made of a satellite antenna connected to an Android phone. Using a dedicated app, the virtual version is then superimposed with the reality captured by the smartphone camera. It can be of great help when installing pipes, placing scaffolding, or even rebar cages. But this is not the only possible application for this kind of gadget. What about as a support for bridge inspection? If this is for outside use, let's look into something for indoors use. A site hard hat with Microsoft HoloLens. By projecting holograms, the shop worker can take advantage of this augmented reality tool. Clients and designers are using this gadget for indoors visualization of the models. My conclusion is that all the hard work the designers generate at the early stage of the workflow must be used during the construction and take advantage of a truly connected workflow during its lifespan. BrIM is about a new way of work that people are implementing. Yes, you are an essential strategic step in the digitalization of our bridge industry. Robotics and artificial intelligence are coming? Well, it is already here. Boston Dynamics robot dog, carrying total stations, AI applied into automatic creation of drawings and design routines, and much more. Some of the design companies have already AI routines to support design. Our industry cannot progress into the future of robotics and artificial intelligence on site using 2D drawings or even 3D models not able to contain constructible data. This is because the machines cannot read 2D drawings. Our bridge sector was one of the last ones to wake up for the BIM call.
My advice would definitely be for them to see challenges like this as a goal to achieve and not as a showstopper to stay in comfort zones. I think this is a goal to achieve, and it's possible to do it. It's just, of course, hard work. We all know it, but it's possible to do it. It's a matter of just investing for that.
Things are now developing even further. Are we going to be the last ones again? I hope that all of you and your families are safe and wish you all the best in your designs. Muito obrigado. Thank you very much. It is time to say goodbye for today. Did you find this useful? Let me know in the comments box below. See you in the next episode. Keep safe and have a BRIMer day.